Oh, come on. There we go. Hello. How we doing? Let's see who's gonna start talking first. Is it gonna be the Litars or what? Who's it gonna be? I know you Litars, man. You always take away your likes, man. But you like, come here and watch me. I am not surprised. Well, we got a lot to cover tonight, man. A lot. But we gotta wait. I'm waiting for my my YouTube thing here to turn on. Then we get going here, man. I'm ready. Just YouTube is taking forever to get it loaded. But in the meantime, we can chit-chat and talk and see what's going on. What is going on here tonight? There's 7 out here and only 1 like. 1. 7 here and 1 like. Oh, 1 Litard lost. 1 left. We still got, technically, we had 7 before, so we still need it. We still need 6 more likes. Don't be the in giver, kids. Don't do it. Oh, let's see. We're just waiting, man, for YouTube. There we go. I think it's up now. After for a long time. There's 10 of y'all here, only 2 likes. Man, you guys better go on, man. Hit the like. Because all of those things are free. They are free. Free. Alright, hit set. Play all is here. Come on. Taking forever.
Here's a crazy mason jar hack that you won't believe is possible. It'll change the way you store your staples.
Oh, yeah? Really? Is it really going to change my save? Okay. All right. Let's get going. It's ongoing.
Or you're being brainwashed. Welcome. We're going to unwash your brain. Bring the unwashed masses to...
Come on, thing. Knock it off. Technology, man. Technology sucks. Technology. Hate it. I hate technology. Why is this here? There we go. I think we got it. No, I think we do. Gotta make sure we get in there good for we can see it.
Come to Doug in exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Love you guys as an audience. If you're on social media, you can't help but be influenced by influencers. Everyone's getting bombarded with messages with different news stories, and they have a different level of penetration or virality into all of our lives. Some of them are massively fake. To a point, people are so religiously indoctrinated in these news stories that if I come out and tell them and prove to them that they're fake, they'll unsubscribe. They just go, ah, la, 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 la. I don't care. I don't care. You win. Say, open your mind. I'm going to give you only proof, only facts in this show, and it's going to go against a whole lot of stuff that you thought was true. Conspiracy people are largely lying to you. It's so obvious. Very well funded. This is a $1 million thing. Let's go. First, we're going to start here. I have a couple people in my audience. They say, oh, Candace Owens, you just got to listen to her. Well, she's putting my pal, a pastor, Frank Turek, in his life in danger. Here's Laura Loomer. Frank Turek, a friend of Charlie Kirk, who was with Charlie Kirk when he was assassinated, said he now has to have security because he's getting death threats as a result of real Candace Owens's conspiracy theories about Charlie's death. And all of the lunatics are attracted to her like a magnet because of her. Well, she lies. She's very talented lady. So we're going to watch this with Frank Turek. Remember, she said she's going to go down the list. The Jews killed Charlie Kirk. Trump killed Charlie Kirk. You can't be MAGA and be for Candace Owens. You can't be a Christian, really. She claims that these Christians over at Charlie Kirk tried to murder Charlie Kirk. She's insane. Here's Pastor Frank Turek.
As we all know, Candace Owens is spinning a lot of suggestions that there's all sorts of conspiracies out there about who killed Charlie. It's fine to ask questions. It's fine to suggest that maybe this happened, maybe that happened, but it's not fine to insinuate that people are guilty of murder or they're in some sort of murder conspiracy unless you have really strong evidence. My friend Mikey McCoy, whom I talked to today, is getting death threats. I get what appear to be death threats. You never know what can happen to you. In fact, before Charlie, these gentlemen were not with me.
He has to have armed security now and a cop in the back of the room every time he speaks because of Candace Owens.
Before Charlie, we didn't even have a police officer in the back of the room. And we need that now. You need 2 witnesses to convict somebody. You don't gossip. You don't slander people. Fortunately, I think too much of that is going on. So far, I've heard
what was your thinking during the great financial crisis as it relates to what I'd done in levering up the company and cutting the dividend?
that Candace and others, it's not just Candace, have suggested Netanyahu killed him. That's all Muslim money, guys. And by the way, Alex Jones said some stuff on this too, because there's no way a bullet, of that caliber would get stuck in Charlie's neck. That's where it all started. It's always these black helicopter theories. Of course, a bullet can get lodged in his neck. I've seen it lodge in the neck of a deer. Those of us who've done some deer hunting, bullets go into necks and stop in the meat all the time. Israel killed him.
Trump killed him. TPUSA killed him.
Mikey McCoy.
Pastor Mike McCoy. His dad killed him.
Had something to do with it. The FBI.
The FBI did it. That's the favorite.
Egypt.
That's the new Candace Owens one. Today. And France today. And Candace Owens goes, France is trying to assassinate me. It's all lies. No proof.
I thought all France did was surrender. Let me ask you, who's possible culprits in Charlie's murder all work together?
They all work together.
That's what Steven Crowder said, including Erica Kirkwood had to have known. So now his own wife is in on it. Guys, if you want to believe that, you have to want to believe it. There's something wrong with you, okay? Don't tell me there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. Here's Dave Rubin. This is an absolutely massive story of foreign ops shaping our political and cultural discourse. Will mainstream media cover it? No. Why won't mainstream media cover all of the money that's coming from all Muslim countries to tell you what to think about the Jews, to tell you what to think of Charlie Kirk, and to tell you what to think of Trump? We're going to go into all of their tweets here. Will the set of influencers, tons of right-wing influencers on my right who fell for it, look in the mirror? They're getting paid and they're repeating lies they read on Twitter. By the way, also against Pam Bondi. Stay tuned. Here's a thread of prominent accounts that have been subverting the U.S. by flooding X with anti-American, anti-Israel, demoralizing, or pro-Marxist content aimed specifically at Americans. Now, why would they happen to be anti-Israel and pro-Marxist? Just like Zoran Mamdani in New York. Why do they always end up aligning? Why? Several of them pose as Americans, but now the jig is up. Here's suppressed news. He's in North Africa. About half of Nick Fuentes' top 20 followers are connected via overseas accounts. So all of the anti-Semitism coming from Nick Fuentes is from overseas fake accounts. He has a giant bot army. We don't even know if Nick Fuentes is popular at all. I don't think he is popular among the youth. There's all these dummies who believe the bots are saying, oh, the right wing has a real problem with anti-Semitism. Republicans have a problem with anti-Semitism, with Jew hatred. MAGA has a real problem with Jew hatred. That's what Commentary Magazine said. They're just reading bots. They're not real kids. Don't slander Republican youth and MAGA youth with saying that they're anti-Semitic and racist. It's not true. They don't have a problem with it. You believed it all too early. Groypers are a foreign op. The Groypers are people that are against Israel. Vast majority of Groyper accounts I checked are all foreigners. Here's the top 5 out of 6. Groyper, 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 Groyper. They're all in foreign accounts. Country of origin, Saudi Arabia. I just want to say, guys, why aren't all of the pro-Israel, anti-Muslim tweets coming from Israel accounts? Israel doesn't do this spam. This is all paid for by Muslim countries. And Native American history too. Native American history, which is pro-Native Americans trying to undermine American sovereignty, is an account based in Saudi Arabia. There you go. It's all, guys, this is all over the place. They're coming from Canada. I'll show you hundreds of these by the end of this show. Here's Eli David breaking Israel just bombed Palestinian tents in Poland. He's making a joke. Why? Because here's Mahmoud from Gaza. Mahmoud, Gaza. Israel bombed the tents right next to us. At least 15 dead and many injuries. What the F do you want from us? Leave us alone, you effing bastards and triggers. Mahmoud Gaza, account based in Poland. He's Poland. It's a formal operation. Here's another one in Poland. They're dressed like the army, as if they're journalists representing Gaza, talking about Israel bombing their civilian, and this one's in Poland. Again, they claim to be on the ground in Poland. Now, you're being influenced by this. This is actually pointed to America, because American journalism, including Time, including the New York Times, have quoted these people as sources and ran their news to go against Israel. Here's Bill Ackman. Time for the New York Times and The Times to withdraw from publication all articles based on fake accounts used as sources. They should immediately launch an investigation of which articles relied on fake journalists and issue corrections. They won't do it, but all this news went around the world. A lie goes around the world before the truth can get its pants on. So all the damage is done now. It filtered into the way people talk, into all of our magazines. Times. Here's Sal Sadka. They certainly are hurting the reputations of many mainstream media outlets like the Times and New York Times, who've been quoting this Poland-based, they're called LARPers if they're fake, clearly without even minimum due diligence. Here he is. We celebrated, then my son was killed, says a Gaza journalist. All fake news.
fake accounts paid for by Muslims, mostly in Qatar, to turn you against Israel for bombing civilians. It was all a lie. There's another one. It seems to me everyone's missing the point. The most important question about Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation. Why quit now? Why January 5th, 2026? She used to be anti-Islam, and now she only talks against Israel. Let me explain it. Members get pensions after serving 5 years. Your pension is fully funded. She was sworn in on January 4th in 2021. Do you understand now? You will pay Marjorie Taylor Greene for the rest of her life for her congressional pension. That's why she picked January 5th, 2026, one day after January 4th, her 5-year pension. When she talks about saving the taxpayer dollars and stuff, laugh really hard. She's been exposed. Here's Mike Winger. I told you so. He says he's an American, this Twitter guy. Says him and his wife promoting Islam. He's really from West Asia. There's the account. Here's another one called the Muslim Cowboy, who wrote, in all 50 states, he's from Saudi Arabia, claims to be an American, posting from Saudi Arabia. Okay, all lies. There's Laura Loomer. This one's big, guys. You know I love Tucker Carlson. I think he's a legit Christian, but his network was funded by Qatar. Here's the screenshot from the FARA documents filled out this year that prove Qatar paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for an interview between Tucker Carlson and the Prime Minister of Qatar, the same Qatar that funds Hamas regarding the war with Iran. This was a paid propaganda piece of over $200,000 paid by the embassy and state of Qatar for Tucker for an interview of Qatari official. Now, and by the way, I use Alp. It's a nicotine product that Tucker owns. I'm not trying to boycott him. I'm not even claiming it's immoral to take money from Qatar. I'm just saying it's weird to me how anti-Israel, they always say anti-foreign entanglements. They only mean Israel. They don't mean taking money from Qatar. Is not taking money from Qatar a foreign entanglement? Foreign principal, embassy of the state of Qatar. This is in February of this year. Contact Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson Show. Method, in-person interview with Prime Minister of Qatar. They have to announce all this stuff with the state. This is also why when I do a chapter ad read, I tell you. And now a word from our sponsor, chapter, and I click the little box that says there's a paid advertisement. If you're taking money from Qatar, you have to put it in your show notes. If I took money from Qatar or Israel or Russia, then exposed and he quit doing it, I believe, and so did Laura Chen. They were getting like $400,000 or $500,000. I don't know if it was a month, but there's big money in influence. And I don't mind you taking the money, but you have to tell people you're taking the money. If I'm taking money, especially if it starts influencing my position, if suddenly I start going, guys, I hate Israel now I love Gaza, you'd know. And if I start going, look, I'm taking money from this Saudi guy. I have, by the way, hung out with Saudi royalty before at my house. They were big Earthworm Jim and Neverhood fans. They came over to my house. He had a security guard and all these guys, and he had the royal everything, okay? And I showed him my artwork, and he bought all of my kids a Nintendo DS, a little handheld Nintendo game. He loved my kids. But I would tell you, if I was taking money from him, I did not take one dime from him. Here's Razor Fist. He says, I remember when Nero, that's my buddy Milo Yiannopoulos, tried to warn everyone over a year ago that Nick Fuentes' engagement was supplied by a standing army of foreign bots. The past 48 hours must feel profoundly vindicating. He told everyone that Nick Fuentes' audience was almost entirely foreign AI bots. Here's Alex Jones, says he's inches away from not supporting Trump. Does that sound like Matt?
I'm not saying this. To reflect on this, reflect. I have to pray about it, and pray about it. To take a few weeks on it.
Take a few weeks.
It's the most important thing to do. But
I'll save you about 2 weeks, Alex Jones. You're not going to stop supporting Trump. What's Plan B? Speaker Johnson, Marco Rubio, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is Massey going to run a national campaign? Is he Plan B to Trump?
I'm not a person that is normally conflicted. I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of depth, a lot of sources, a lot of context.
Genius, I believe.
And when I do get conflicted on something, I just have to go to God with it and pray about it a lot. Pray about it a lot, and then go to that place that
everyone should pray, by the way, all the time. I agree with that. Pray all the time. But you can pray all you want. There's not a Plan B to Trump.
talked about the quiet place, the Most High, and then I'm going to make my decision. Make your decision. I mean, if God tells me tonight, I'll make my decision. But I am seriously inches away from not.
Oh, boy.
Get ready to relax with stress-free banking at Credit Karma.
Feel the tension
Yeah,
melt away
where's
with
the
a
app
checking
tonight?
account that's 100%
What's
free to
happening?
open. And the
Man.
Inches away from not
That's
supporting
our
Trump.
deal. What's
Bad
happening?
strategy, Alex. Wrong move.
What about
Inches
you, Double
away.
D?
Do you want to
13?
point the troops away from Trump, away from MAGA? I'm not going to support Trump. First of all, Trump's not going to run again, but he's not. You're not going to support Trump. You're not going to support MAGA anymore over Marjorie Taylor Greene. Alex, seriously, think about it more. Call me. I'll pray with you. I'll convince you. Only thing that saved America.
Yeah,
He
that's
took
right.
a bullet. He took a bullet and he stood up and said, fight. While his face was bleeding, for you and me, he put his fist up and said, we're going to fight. And all it took for you to start getting all shaky is Marjorie Taylor Greene grifting, trying to attack Trump over Israel, probably paid by Qatar, Muslims, and you get all shaky on MAGA. I'm not shaky on MAGA. This is easy. You just got to show me what's the alternative, Alex Jones, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, the way forward. Are you kidding me? What a disaster. I feel bad for your audience. Alex, this is when you make a fist and you say, I'm supporting Trump. Paul Brown, AIPAC, is based in the United States and made up of United States citizens. This is the pro-Israel, pro-Jew AIPAC. Correct. I don't know if I support them, but Marjorie Taylor Greene always boasted that AIPAC gave her a 0% rating and gave her zero money. Do you know why? Probably because she got all her money from Saudi Arabia, Iran. It is constantly accused of being foreign influence. It's AIPAC that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson have said run the world. The Jews, but they're a U.S. based. Meanwhile, the attackers, like counter AIPAC, are actually foreign influence and based in Egypt because they use the United States App Store. They use a VPN. They don't show you. That is, so there's AIPAC versus counter AIPAC. Counter AIPAC, Egypt, Android. We got them. Here's End Wokeness, largest anti-Trump account. Ron Smith just self-deleted after it was revealed that he was based in the country of Kenya. Again, all Muslims. Kenyans, this is about Muslims. Not all Muslims are Kenyan, but all anti-Israelites are doing. Here's a thread of prominent accounts that have been subverting the U.S. by flooding X with anti-American, anti-Israel, demoralizing, or Marxist content aimed specifically at Americans. This is made to influence us because we have the money and we have the power and we have the votes. Several of them pose as Americans. Now the jig is up. Suppressed news. There's another one. The Resonance from India. Here's Conscious. These guys all have more followers than me. Conscious Philosopher from Serbia, Android app. This one is Turkish. The Clash Report, pretended to be American. Here's a Jeff Epstein account. Norway App Store. That means he uses a VPN. So all the Epstein stuff also well funded because it divided MAGA. And that's what a Muslim would want. Half my audience were dumb enough to fall for it. I tried, guys. I tried warning you guys. It's been 100 times now. This one called Israel Exposed is from Saudi Arabia. Okay. Here's Gaza notifications. Turkey, from Turkey. Here's the Fuentes upstates, the U.S. App Store. App Store means VPN. Here's Counter AIPAC again, Egypt App Store. Here's Muhammad Smiri. He's a Palestinian journalist, but he's reporting from Indonesia. He's not Palestinian. He's not reporting on the ground talking about kids being bombed by Israel. This guy has 140,000 followers and posts anti-Israel content 24/7. He's the general. He's from Turkey. Here's the American Voice, South Asia App Store. Here's a news from Ivanka Trump. This is a fake Ivanka Trump one from Nigeria. He's got 1 million followers using Ivanka Trump's name. Good move. Here's Modern History X. Azerbaijan. He has 260,000 followers. That means at power. That means he's also making about $10,000 a month just on ad revenue from X and from clicks from your attention. That's why I'm calling these guys out. This Torah is not Judaism is one of them. Another one. Connected via the web. This one is, what's this one say here? Tiberius? Citizen journalist. Here's 394,000 followers, but he's from Morocco. MAGA Nadine has a model with a MAGA. Put herself in a bathing suit. 390,000 followers. Has 392,000 followers. This is MAGA Nation and is based in Eastern Europe, talking against Israel and Jews, pro-socialism, talking about MAGA divided. We're gonna abandon Trump is what he posts. Here's Real Bronat with 94,000 followers, says he's based in Idaho, but he says MAGA is now Jews and their shills. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro. I see you guys rip against Ben Shapiro all the time. I just want to make sure, are you thinking for yourself? Look, they're also anti-Pam Bondi, anti-Kash Patel, anti-Cat Turd, Dana Loesch, anti-Officer Tatum, Seth Dillon at the Babylon Bee, anti-Ted Cruz, Mark Levin. Paid, communist, pro-Muslim, anti-Israel sites, getting you to think these are the bad guys. These are not the bad guys, guys. The bad guys are a bunch of communist racists. Here's Cat Turd. Can you see this, where this is going now? This is the Newswire _US, but the account's based in the United Kingdom. This guy called it, if we had a country tag on these accounts, I promise you that 90% of them would be operating out of the foreign countries. So now we have a tag, now we have a way to see the countries, and we see it's all brainwashing. Here's more brainwashing. This is how liberals do it. They're all propaganda. What is this? Liberals in California are now standing in line at Home Depot to purchase a single 17-cent ice scraper for the windows, only to return it and get back in line to purchase another, aiming to freeze sales in protest of Home Depot, allowing ICE to conduct operations in their stores. See what they're doing? They're going to shut down Home Depot for allowing ICE agents to remove illegals. Scumbag Democrat, socialist, anti-Jews, in line with their ICE zombies.
That's what actually was.
They're returning it. Remember, they're anti-capitalists. They love destroying big capitalism.
Volunteering with
Scumbags. Damaging Home Depot, one of the greatest stores ever. Okay, this is the Daily Beast. Top MAGA influencers accidentally unmasked as trolls, as foreign trolls. It's a bit of a lie to say top MAGA influencers. I'm a MAGA influencer. Here, Elon Musk's social media site X rolled out a new feature in an effort to increase transparency, and we revealed that many of its site's top MAGA influencers are actually foreign actors. It's real influencers. Those are the ones. Doesn't mean all anti-Israel influencers are MAGA, but they're probably getting their news from a lying. Here's libs of TikTok. Planned Parenthood, who are responsible for killing hundreds of thousands of babies in the U.S., actually millions, is based in Germany. Germany. You can take the genocide out of Germany. You can't take the Germany out of the genocidal Planned Parenthood account based in Germany. Wonder why. Here's Salty Cracker. All the people telling you America sucks are foreigners pretending to be American. All of them. Ron Smith from Kenya. See, now I'm here to expose them all. Now you're busted. Here's Andrew Tate, right-wing influencer of youth. Official organization account was connected in Qatar and based in Lebanon. There's the war room for Andrew Tate, influencer in Lebanon, funded by Qatar money. He's a Muslim, by the way, influencing your youth. There's people in my audience that go, I love Andrew Tate. Well, there you go. Here's Officer Brandon Tatum, who we love. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She got her money and ran. These people are not who you think they are. She did not want to fight in the primary. She will get a taxpayer-funded pension for life. Live the rest of her life as a 1% earner in the top 1% of earners. That's leverage she used as a congresswoman. Don't let them fool you. This is a money grab at the end of the day. Here's the Hollywood Horror Museum. This affects culture too. Someone called us MAGA because we said from 2019 to 2024, every major studio in Hollywood had a DEI prerequisite. Diversity, equity, and inclusion prerequisite before it could get put into production. That's not an opinion. It's a well-known fact, not a political statement. Every creative had to run their script through a DEI coordinator affecting cast and crew. Do you want to know why every Super Bowl ad now has an interracial couple? Blacks are 12% of the population, but they're about 90% of the people hired in advertising and sitcoms and dramas. Women, blacks, trans. Here's Vanity Fair. posting Hollywood's DEI programs have begun to DIE. How hard did the industry really? They're starting to see that they overexpose themselves. Hollywood's DEI rollbacks may come back to haunt the business, and here's Hollywood's DEI commitments were slipping even before Trump. Now they're in full free fall. They're going, look, the people stopped watching our stuff because we just loaded up with minorities and turned everything into a giant DEI program. Is it just me, or has the left gotten significantly more quiet about Epstein recently? That's true. What happened to Epstein? I thought when the files came out, we were getting all these facts. Where's the photos? Where are the facts? Where's the videos? Where's the single fact? Zero. You were lied to. You were lied to about Epstein. You've been lied to for 4 years. It was only used by Democrats and Qatar money to divide MAGA. I've lost over 1,000. Look at my subs. I've been at 617. They go up, they go down. People unsubscribe. What about programmed? I'm trying to deprogram you. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to help you. Now you can tell me why. Why is Thomas Massey posting about the J6 pipe bomber and not the Epstein files after had this huge world's biggest victory to release the files? No one's commenting on it. It was a fad. And I told you when it came out, number one, they'd say, well, wait till we have to get more information out. More information. It's being held back by the Jews and by conspirators. My channel might be the only place for truth. My channel is willing to take the hit. My business takes a hit for telling the truth. I'll gladly do it because I care about you. You know what? Candace Owens, I don't think has one person who loves her in her life enough to tell her, stop these lies. I don't think people care. I might be the only one that cares enough about you to say, and I'm not paid by anyone. I don't care about Israel. If Israel's your biggest problem in your life right now, then you've got bigger problems, if you know what I mean. You've got a much bigger problem. If you're staying up all night going, those Jews, Israel is foreign entanglements and the money, We're about to lose our country. It has nothing to do with Israel. 24 mosques erected in Texas in 2 years. 48 mosques in 2 years. Zoran Mamdani, socialist Muslim, open borders Muslim, pro-Hamas, is elected as mayor, the most powerful mayor in the world right now. And you're focused on the Jews? Stick around. Subscribe to this channel. We'll deprogram you. It's an intervention. Trump being...
You don't like the Douglas, sir? Lean back.
An experiment to see what would happen. And here are the results. The app I used was Kraken. So I started investing just...
What's up, guys? Spenny. So we covered that Candace Owens is alleging that she's about to be assassinated by a group of French and Israeli mercenaries funded by the French government. She put this post up this weekend saying effectively that there is a massive plot that is already in motion to kill me, and it is sponsored by the French First Family. This has been seen by 40 million people, 213,000 likes, and nearly 100,000 reposts. Candace Owens saying that there is a high-ranking employee inside of the French government that is tipping her off to everything that is happening, and that the green light has been given for her murder, saying that the person points out that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion as well. Another journalist also is on the mark and will be assassinated as well. So this is something that is a remarkable claim. Obviously, the French government is suing Candace Owens in an astonishing move. But would they actually kill her? I mean, it is governments just don't go kill inconvenient people, right? Like America would never do that, right? You can't just search for a list of assassinations.
You like Doug or no?
The United States of America. Well, I mean, who did we assassinate exactly? Okay, so some guy in World War II. All right, some people from Vietnam. Okay, and just a few more 100,000 people. Okay, so there's like okay, so maybe assassinations do take place. This is why, in my original assessment of this, I said I am not going to take this out of hand. I am not going to sit there and laugh at it or say that Candace is trying to just, fearmonger or gather attention onto herself. Like, I'll take it seriously. I watched Charlie Kirk get killed. I watched my president get shot in the head on at a live event.
What about
I'm not going
Steve Garden?
to rule out anything
Show?
On this front. And I will absolutely take these kind of threats seriously because, well, it's happening right before our very eyes. So why wouldn't I? Well, Candace Owens is now dropping more information about what's actually going on here, and it's remarkable. Here we go. Let's read. There will be no official response from the palace, the French government, because what I have shared is true, and I have evidence to support my claims. I even have the names of the people that are trying to kill me. We are talking about the murder of citizens for speech. And again, the governments engage in lots of murders around there. Like, it's just the way that it's always worked. Have I seen the direct evidence that Candace is talking about? No. Should she provide that? Maybe eventually. Should she have as tight of a security as possible? Maybe not go out in public for a while? I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to dismiss this. I'm not going to sit there and make fun of Candace for this. I think that this kind of stuff is really serious. I really do. I'm told the payments for the assassinations are running through the Club des Cents in France. This means that there is a paper trail, and I encourage the patriots of France to do what they can to uncover it. I would again like to stress out that there was a French female assassin, but also a male, an Israeli assassin that was selected to kill me. These are joint state operations, Candace says. And so this has 5 million views, 54,000 likes, 11,000 reposts. Yikes. What is a Club des Cents? Club des Cents apparently got $1.5 million for my assassination. How will the world respond?
Do we believe
when
her?
everything is said and done, and the public learns that Macron moved $1.5 million for my assassination, how will the world respond? He moved it to the Club des Cents. What is this? The Club des Cents means the Club of 100 brings together distinguished chefs. Club is known for the Champignons de Cognac. Its name indicates the club is 100 official members. In addition, there are a few trainees as well as foreign encourages various activities that focus on gastronomy. So how would this be possibly linked to assassinations, like on a state level? Well, let's go ahead and read, shall we? Club des Cents. The club presents itself as a simple association of bon vivants and food lovers and connoisseurs, but in reality, far less incongruous with other countries, become customary to settle major national affairs over a meal. This is a very discreet circle. Its headquarters is a stone's throw from the palace. Half the club's members are male, comes from old aristocratic families, wealthy heirs, ambassadors, historians, a place to convey messages. CEOs of companies and captains of industry make up the bulk of the membership. The club is a secret society, the kind of Freemasonry fork in the palate. At the table, the members primarily discuss culinary tastes, so on and so forth, and Michelin stars. But let's not be naive. These industrialists and politicians and wealthy individuals, it is the table of the one that governs, the French bishop said. The table of the ones who govern. Okay. Here's like a.
We say we create personalized hair care products. We mean truly personalized formulas.
Here's a photo of it. There you go. Let's continue. It is not a coincidence that French legionnaires were in the United States training with our Marines for 3 weeks. Training exercise began alongside civilians in Camp Riley in Minnesota. French foreign legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not the only ones, but they were involved. Okay. So this is one that really gets me right here because I use Telegram all the time. I'm a big fan of Telegram. Pavel Durov is the creator CEO of Telegram, and it's the founder. And he's a really smart guy. He's a really rich person, and he is somebody who's been imprisoned in France, effectively because of state tyranny. Anyway, Pavel says this: after reviewing everything Charlie Kirk has ever said about Macron's France, I find Candace's info about the French involvement in his death entirely plausible. Charlie called for a 300% tariff on France until the charges against me were dropped. Goodness. Links out to a Charlie post. President Trump should announce 300% tariff on French wine unless all charges are dropped immediately against Pavel Durov. If Europe is going to imprison CEOs of platform where free speech thrives, there should be stiff and painful consequences. So again, this is like very, very powerful tech hologram, which I love, by the way. Well-connected people have told me that the French intelligence services are not exactly unknown for assassinations, a point supported by public sources. I just Googled French Secret Intelligence Service assassinations, and the results are freaking wild. Let's read. A squad of French secret agents hired for contract killings, according to the Times of London. French intelligence agents charged in murder plot, according to the Associated Press. Mossad accomplices how Israel relied on French foreign intelligence to organize its killing campaigns. Wow, according to the English Historical Review. And French ex-spy suspected of Congo plot shot dead in the Alps. Daniel Forrester had been investigated for his plot to assassinate opposition figures. He was found riddled with bullets in the Alps. Goodness. He was discovered in a pool of blood in a parking area off a little-used road. Police said the killing was a professional job, and postmortem revealed he had been shot 5 times. Okay. People don't realize what France is. Some 15 countries in Africa remain prisoners of the colonial franc and pay a chunk of income to Paris every year. When a Western country wants to do something diabolical or sadistic or illegal, torture, murder, etc., it's France that they call.
Do you think this stuff is true, what she's saying? Or you think this is just a distraction?
French team was subcontracted to kill Gaddafi. He told me how he was assassinated. We're advancing into a new age of transparency, and the best advice that I can give to all of Charlie's friends is to be as transparent as humanly possible. Protect the truth tellers at all cost. Thank you for your bravery. Crazy. So here you go. Elite French club allegedly funneling payments to Candace Owens' assassination tied to the Rothschilds, family known for throwing satanic-themed Illuminati parties. It just keeps getting better. National security source told me this threat against Candace Owens is real. I've never treated it any other way, right? Exactly 1 year before they murdered Charlie, they tried to murder me. Do tell, Candace. I mean, seriously. Americans are being assassinated on American soil, and agencies within our governments are aware. We have lost this country. Total black pill. Red pill black, right? Yeah. Okay.
I was wondering.
Government is banning this $39 fast charger next month, and this is your last shot to get the original high-powered version.
Oh, this here, you heard about this here, V-Mac? Tell me did you hear about this one?
What's up, guys? Benny. How deep does the rot go inside the swamp?
Here?
Way down to the actual bedrock, permafrost, primordial ooze. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Federal judge dismisses indictments against James Comey and Letitia James. Wow, I thought they were just indicted. Like, what the hell's going on here? Was there already a trial? Nope. Judge just like, not even going to hear it. It's done. It's over. You got your indictments, but I don't like them, so it's done here. How rigged is the system? Federal judge dismisses James Comey, Letitia James indictment. How could that be? Judge Cameron Curie found that Lindsay Halligan could not charge James Comey because she was an invalid U.S. attorney. What the hell's going on here? Seems like quite the oversight, but let's read. A federal judge threw out the indictments, James Comey and Letitia James, finding that they were illegitimate because it was brought by an unqualified U.S. attorney. James Cameron Curie dismissed the false statements charges against Comey and bank fraud charges against James without prejudice, meaning the charge could be brought again. I conclude that the Attorney General's attempts to install Ms. Halligan as an interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia was invalid, that Ms. Halligan has been unlawfully serving in that role since 2025 of September 22. What? The Department of Justice could appeal the decision or attempt to bring the charges under a different U.S. attorney. Fox News Digital has out for comment to the DOJ. The move to scrap two of the highest profile criminal cases the DOJ leveled against President Trump's political foes comes after a judge voiced skepticism at a recent hearing in Virginia about Lindsay Halligan's ability to bring the charges. Curie, a Clinton appointee based in South Carolina, was brought in from out of state to preside over the proceedings about the question of Halligan's authority because it presented a conflict for the Virginia judges. Comey and James's challenges to Halligan's appointment were consolidated because of their similarities. Halligan acted alone in representing the charges to the grand jury after Trump ousted the prior interim U.S. attorney and replaced him with Halligan. At the time, Trump urged Pam Bondi on social media to act quickly to indict Comey, a call that came as statute of limitations were about to lapse. Halligan had no prior prosecutorial experience when she took over one of the most high-profile federal districts in the country, was a lone lawyer to present both cases to the grand jury and sign the indictment. No prosecutors from Virginia joined the case. Okay. I mean, I don't pretend to be a legal expert here, but I mean, did nobody think of this? Like, really? Nobody was like, I'm not saying that this is the correct decision, but like, is it true that they didn't follow a process here? How is she illegal exactly? The DOJ has since put forth its full backing behind Halligan. Bondi attempted to ratify and re-ratify the indictments after the case, a move that Curie suggested would not have been necessary if Halligan were a valid appointee. DOJ attorney Henry Whitaker argued during the hearing that the motions to dismiss Comey and James's case involved at best a paperwork error. James's attorney Abe Lowell said Halligan was a private person when she entered the grand jury rooms and completely unauthorized to be in them. Curie agreed, saying the decision was retroactively validating Halligan. Her actions would be unheard of. The implications of the contrary exclusion of the extraordinary, it would mean the government could send any private citizen off the street, attorney or not, into a grand jury room to secure an indictment, so long as the attorney general gives her approval. That cannot be the law. Again, here, so here it is in black and white. You can go see it here. Comey case dismissed. Mr. Comey moves to dismiss the indictment on the grounds that Halligan, sole prosecutor who presented the case to the grand jury, was unlawfully appointed in violation of this U.S. Code of the Appointments Clause. As I explained below, I agree with Mr. Comey that the Attorney General's attempt to install Ms. Halligan as an interim attorney in Eastern Virginia was invalid, and because Ms. Halligan had no lawful authority to present the indictment, I will grant Mr. Comey's request to throw it all out. Jeez. Okay, so here we go. Let's jump over here to Mike Davis, who has obviously going to be sharp commentary on this, countervailing commentary. There's overwhelming evidence that James Comey lied to Congress and obstructed the Senate investigation into Crossfire Hurricane, the biggest scandal in American history. There's overwhelming evidence that AG Tisch lied on her mortgage application and committed bank fraud. The prior U.S. attorney refused to prosecute these Democratic operatives, so the Attorney General picked a new one who was unafraid to follow the law. What's the Democrats' response? Unsurprisingly, an Obama judge hand-selected a Clinton judge. Then the Clinton judge tossed both indictments. And the first sentence in both nearly identical orders in which the Clinton judge personally and gratuitously attacked Lindsay Halligan makes it crystal clear this judge is a Democrat partisan. Democrat politicians, including in robes, shamefully protect their own. Unfortunately, we have a two-tiered justice system, one of Democrat weaponizing enemies, one Democrat weaponizing to protect the allies. The Justice Department must appeal and it must move aggressively to bring the charges against the lawfare Democrats in Fort Pierce, Florida.
What?
Guys, if you're feeling the effects of a swollen prostate, don't wait for it to get worse. You don't need meds, surgery, or...
In Fort Pierce, Florida. Okay. So Mike Davis is effectively saying that this is just, political bias, but it still means that these cases have been thrown out. What's next on all of this? Well, not exactly sure. Let's read. Judge tosses the case. Decision disqualifying Lindsay Halligan as U.S. Department to go after the rivals broke the law. They did break the law. This, by the way, is the judge. Ooh, goodness gracious. Okay. Yikes. Woof. Buzz. Your girlfriend. Former FBI. So this is the judge that threw him out. This is Judge Cameron Curie, Bill Clinton appointee. She tossed the case. It's exactly what you'd think. I'm kind of getting pissed off at this kind of stuff. Like, have the trial. It is amazing. But really, like, there's so many smart people at DOJ. Like, is this for real? Senate Republicans refusing to toss out the blue slip tradition allowed James Comey and Letitia James indictments to be thrown out by a liberal judge. Let's read. Chuck Grassley refused to get rid of it, so Democrat Senators Warren and Kaine could unilaterally block the confirmation of Lindsay Halligan. And it hasn't moved forward. So the judge had the ammo to claim Halligan isn't legally in her position and threw it out. Now we're in this mess. Get strong, Senate GOP. The blue slip tradition allows home state senators to have input on U.S. attorney and district court judges. In Biden administration, Republican kept 30 liberals off the bench that President Trump can now fill with conservatives. I'm just kidding. Without prejudice, says Harmy Dillon, meaning they could bring it again. I guess we'll see. By today's victory, I'm grateful for the prayers. I mean, probably nobody has worse heart health in the world than Letitia James. From a medical perspective, here we go. What does Jonathan Turley have to say about this? What are the different scenarios? Let's go ahead and have a listen to the obvious legal experts here as Republicans in Congress continue to punch themselves directly in the nuts. Here you go.
What do you believe is, what are we watching for next in all of this, Jonathan?
Well, we're going to wait to see, I think, and we're going to have the answer very soon, whether the Department of Justice is going to go back to the grand jury and try to sort of clean this one up. The key is going to be the status of the U.S. attorney. And that's going to be an issue which they're going to have to address. The court here is saying you simply didn't have this authority. Now, the Justice Department has some good faith arguments that the reading of that law is wrong and that it impedes upon the president's authority. But I think a lot of judges would have raised the same concern. The general view has been that you sort of get one bite at the apple. You've got 120 days.
So we just got this statement in from Letitia James. Prayers and support I have received from around the country. I remain fearless in the face of these baseless charges as I continue fighting for New Yorkers every single day. Well, I'm not sure if that will stand if the DOJ finds a way to cure these charges and or the situation and refile the charges. But what would they need to do, Professor, to cure this problem?
Well, first of all, Letitia James might be celebrating a tad too early. The problems here are not with the charges themselves, but essentially with the cop, or in this case, the prosecutor. So the court is not saying that she was innocent of these charges. The court is simply saying that the person who signed off on the charges didn't have authority to do that. So the obvious thing here is to get someone who is lawfully in a position to perform this role. Usually after 120 days, the district court appoints someone as the replacement. They're going to have to work this one out. It's rather uncharted territory here to make sure that the next person who signs is going to be beyond these types of questions. They could also appeal. You know, they're already past the original date, but the argument is that they do have a right to go back to the grand jury. So they may just appeal and say, look, we think we have a good argument here that, yes, there's that 120 days, but we have some rather novel sort of shifts that occurred here that we believe the final date, and that we had the ability to use Halligan in the way we did.
Jonathan, we're just getting a statement from the DOJ, which says it is reviewing options now. And we're also being told that the DOJ literally found out when we did, and they are now going over all the different scenarios. Your reaction to that?
Well, it's fitting because everything about this indictment seems to be rather rushed and improvisational. You know, when the Comey indictment came down, I noted that it seemed sort of disjunctive. I mean, what had happened is they took out this count, and the other two counts didn't exactly fit neatly together. And you got a sense of how quickly they had to get this through. And that, I think, sat badly with this judge. You know, when we're talking about criminal prosecutions, judges really require great specificity and adherence to these procedures. And so I think that the Trump administration may have some, heavy lifting to do if they take this on appeal. But an appeal is an option, and they can seek review as to whether this rule has been too narrowly construed.
Yeah. So let's just go back over the timeline of it. So Eric Siebert was the interim U.S. attorney. He served for 120 days. Then it's my understanding that he was appointed by the court after that, but because he didn't want to follow through with this prosecution, he was removed from his position. And then how did Lindsay Halligan get in there, and why was her appointment illegal, according to the judge?
Well, she was then brought in and given effectively the same status, according to the court, that her predecessor had. And the court is saying you can't do that. You can't daisy chain these acting U.S. attorneys for 120 days each, because that could go on forever. It would gut the purpose of this rule. Now, the other criticisms of Halligan are really not that relevant. You know, the criticisms about how much experience she has in criminal prosecutions, that's really not relevant at all.
Okay, Jonathan Turley on this breaking news for us. We are going to have more and hopefully reaction from the White House here shortly. We'll bring that to our viewers as we get it. Jonathan, thank you.
Professor.
You wearing 7 layers and still freezing your man nipples? You need the new 340 GSM military-grade bearskin hoodie to get comfortable in the wild. It's the ultimate 10-pocket tactical hoodie that blocks wind, repels rain, and regulates heat for incredible comfort wherever you are. It's the only winter hoodie that's built for conquering foreign lands. Thousands of men around the world already love wearing the bearskin hoodie instead of their regular hoodies. With over 21,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Plus, now you can attach the new Heavy Storm rain jacket to the inside of the hoodie for an instant 10,000 millimeter waterproof layer that blocks the rain double time. Finally, a functional hoodie you can actually take outside and customize to make it yours. You're seeing this video because we want to offer you 60% off the bearskin hoodie with fast and free delivery from our Kentucky warehouse. And you may not see this video again, so click the button below now to reserve your order. Need more storage? Get 5 secure zip pockets outside, 2 concealed zip pockets on the inside, and 3 fleece-lined drop pockets on the inside for your valuables. So, does the bearskin hoodie actually look good on a day-to-day basis? No, It looks fantastic. With the fully adjustable design, you'll get that perfect square profile that's never too bulky or baggy, with a customized fit that's tailored to you. That's why everybody knows that guys look better in a bearskin. This is a hoodie that you can take out in the wild, wear at home or in the office, or while climbing up a glacier on your hands and knees. So, if you're still watching this by now, you probably know that you need a bearskin. So if you're ready, click the button below now to activate the 60% off deal and get fast and free delivery. The bearskin hoodie already sold out twice last winter, with loads of incredible reviews from People.com, Muscle and Fitness, as well as Mountain IQ. Bearskin also proudly supports the fallen outdoors and Hope for the Warriors Veterans Program by donating outdoor gear to those who need it most. But hey, don't just take it from us. Take it from the thousands of guys who already left us so many 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So now that you know there's a better alternative, why not get a bearskin? Simply click the button below to activate 60% off with free delivery. The 60% off deal only lasts for a short while, so make sure you choose your size today and reserve your order before stock runs out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the House just passed it, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not one bit happy about it. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is an avowed Democrat socialist. Zoran Mandamny, same thing. Senator Bernie Sanders, same thing. And you're seeing guys, Cameron Kasky, a lot of people on the Democrat side that are coming up as Democrat socialists, which is just a nicer way to say socialist. There's nothing really democratic about them except they oppose Trump and they oppose capitalism. That's why Friday, there was a vote in the House of Representatives, a vote to denounce socialism and the evils of socialism. And not only did every Republican sign on to this, but a whole lot of Democrats, including Hakeem Jeffries, who happens to be from the same state as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Zoran Mandamny, also signed on to it. And think about that. That's a strong statement because socialism is evil. Socialism does make everybody equal. I will say that for it. It does. Makes everybody equally poor except for the people on top who keep all the money. So in that respect, socialism, I guess, does, if equality is your goal, then socialism is the way. It's just that you'll be equally impoverished and starving. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
You grab the popcorn, expecting fireworks and red-hot rhetoric at today's Oval Office desk-side chat between the president and Zoran Mamdani. Well, you were left wholly unsatisfied because instead of a bruising political brawl, what you got was a budding bromance. Of course, the differences between the two are well documented, but today, at least today, they both struck a conciliatory tone, highlighting their shared affection for the Big Apple and where they find common ground.
I think we agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job.
Say what? Now, for his part, Mamdani says their talk focused on affordability, not his socialist ideology.
I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable.
Meantime, before the big meeting, the House voted to denounce the so-called horrors of socialism.
It's often said that capitalism is selfishness and socialism is sharing. But that's exactly backwards.
You're looking silly when you try to talk about communism light or you try to describe socialism when you don't know what it is.
Love the cut. In the end, the top 4 House Democrats, including the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, and another 85 Democrats, did join with Republicans to approve the resolution by a 285 to 98 tally. Not a huge surprise. Back to you, Trace.
Kevin Cork, live for us in D.C. Kevin, thank you.
Tens of millions of you tuned in as I brought you the truth about the Charlie Kirk assassination story. I went to the crime scene and walked it multiple times. I hosted. Well, now new details are coming out that I think you're going to find as fascinating as I did. This is from the Sean Ryan show, where the head of Charlie Kirk's security team opens up for the first time about the situation from his perspective, what happened. There's a lot of details that I didn't know that I think you're going to want to know. Now, it's a 2.5-hour interview, but I've condensed it down to bring you the best of the best. So let's go ahead and react to that together.
My area of responsibility, just we had a lot of people coming up some staircases there, and it was starting to fill in. And so I was watching that, and I remember I heard the gunfire, and then I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that bullet slap him. So so you hear two sounds actually, and so you hear the actual shot, and then you hear the bullet hit him in the neck, like you hear it. And so in my head, I had an attribution to that. Oop, I know what that is. And so I turned, and when I turned, started running, that's when Dan grabbed him. And I mean, this is a live fire event. It's not, everybody thinks in hindsight, well, this is a one-shot assassination. No, in our heads, there's fire. You don't know what that is. There's fire. There's more to come, right? And so Dan grabs Charlie, and then
who's Dan?
Dan was the guy standing right next to Charlie when he got shot on the stage, and then I was to the right of Dan.
Okay.
And so he grabs him, and then I turn and see him start to the ground, but then I'm just thinking gunfire, and then he's leading to the ground because I'm on his right, where he was shot right here in the left of his neck. And so I jumped down on top of Charlie to cover him, because where we're at, it's concealment at best. It's a tabling with cloth on it, so it's not hard cover. Our guys are starting piling back in, and they're down, putting a human shield around him, but it's still just concealment. It's not cover. And so I initially dove down on top of him and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound. And so I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding.
Now, a lot of people have said, why did it take them so long to pick Charlie up and get him off to the car? Was Charlie still alive? What were they doing? Were they in on it? Was this some kind of conspiracy? And what he is saying right here is we created a human shield, kind of like they did around President Trump and Butler. But then once he sees how aggressive the wound is, he immediately sticks his fingers in and then starts to do first aid.
Just trying to. And I'm on top of him, like close. It was still coming out enough that it squirted through my fingers, and I could taste it on my lips. And so I was like, man, this is a bad wound, right? And so I was just pushing that, and I don't know at that time. I know when you look at the clock, I was on him within 5 seconds and had my hands in him. And then I don't know when I put the first piece of medical on him. It was sometime after that, because I carry it right here, and that's why you carry it on you. You got to have it there. So, but then I remember pulling back away and thinking, damn, this is bad. Like it's coming out. And I don't remember saying this, but the guys told me, and you can kind of see it on the video. I said, prep the car. I just prepped, and you see the two guys just take off. And that car's prepped in position, but what I mean, doors are open, I mean, the whole deal. And then so we're doing pressure control there, and it's a carotid artery, so you can't put a tourniquet on it, obviously. And then in my head, I'm like, pack pressure pray, man. These are what you can do for that wound. But then, so I'm on top, And then I told the guys, we got to exfil. We're all out here in the open. And we got to get off this X, right? And so, but I just said, we're exfilling. And so we got up, I think it was like 15, 16 seconds from the time the shot happened to the time we were picking him up and headed.
15 to 16 seconds?
That's what it was, yeah. And so.
That's fast.
Yeah, and this is horrible, but.
It's fast to get an initial assessment, plug a hole, pick them up, move them.
Yeah.
All right, keep in mind, everybody, we've now watched Charlie die over and over again in slow motion from 15 different angles. They don't know what's happening like we do, right? Like we have hindsight and video. They don't have that same advantage of looking into Charlie. They're behind him. Within 5 seconds, they're on him. Within 10 seconds, they make the assessment. We got to get him to the car. But they're behind this little tablecloth table, and they've got their fingers in him. They're doing their best to figure out how they're going to pick Charlie's big body up and move him to a car. So I'm trying to give you guys the perspective of the people that were there trying to save his life and move him to the car.
So it's just like, dang. And it's some horrible realities of it too, that like I told the guys this, and I haven't. When I jumped down on him, he had doll's eyes. And so I was like, man, these are wounds incompatible with life.
You know.
Yeah.
You want to take a break?
All right. So I had to listen to that over and over again. He said Charlie had doll's eyes, meaning he was looking out, but there was no light in him. There was nobody home. He's going to get very emotional, which I can completely resonate with.
Let's take a break. You want a minute?
Good.
I think every one of us has felt this gut-wrenching feeling, but this is the guy that was right there with Charlie Kirk in his final minutes of life.
Sorry about that, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's mainly the it's going through your head. Like I said, I was like, man, this is a bad wound. It's a phrase that you use and for reporting later. And
I mean, I hate to get graphic, but that's that's how you do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember the eye thump.
Yep. And so
if there's no movement after you thump the eye, that is
good.
It's done.
Same thing. And so at the time, I mean, I broke down just then, but I think, and some of my close friends had told me I didn't weep a tear after that for like 3 weeks. It's like, hey man, I was like, yeah, there's a time for that. These guys, the guys I'm with, we've seen a lot of bad effects of violence, messed up kids, guys that stick things into kids, and just horrible people, right? And you compartmentalize that junk, right? So that you can, you got a job to do. And then sometimes those things, when you open that box, they come out, right? And that was one of them. So, I'm sure it's good for me at some point. So we get back to that, and so I'm down on him, and I don't know if when it sprayed me in the face, it caused me to flinch back or what, but then sometime around then I said, hey, prep the car, and you see two of the guys just take off towards the car, and then Gibby and Rick and Dan and I said, hey, let's exfil now, and so we get up, and the timeline on that's like 15, 16 seconds, something like that, where you can see we're prepping. But the problem is direct pressure, right? So when you're in a medical deal and you've been in I've had these before on major accidents and GSWs when you show up on calls, is you can't give direct pressure and move, right, in exfil, and you have to have counters, like giving CPR. You can't give people. So it's like, hey, okay, well, let's just get in the car.
You can't.
Yeah, but then
you can't apply direct pressure to move either, because it's the neck and there goes the airway.
Right.
Remember, I was saying this in my reporting that I think they were literally trying to figure out, like, his neck is so destroyed that they don't know how to lift him, and he's over 6 feet tall. He's a big, heavy, thick guy, and so they're going to go through how they get him moved.
And so,
and it's just it's damn near the worst.
And then like place, and then you don't get first aid when it's raining on you still, right? Or this first shot, second shot, how many more is coming in? So, and so I was like, hey, let's just call for exfil. So I called for exfil, and so they let's go. The guys had prepped the car, so we're carrying. We trained officer down, I don't know how many times, or person down, and we were carrying, and you can see it on the video. Rick breaks off at the perfect time. He goes around to the other side, jumps in. We do the drag. Don't try to shove the guy in. Half the team pushes in, the other half team drags from the other side. There's no comms for that. He knew that's what we need to do. We've done that. He's done that. We've got careers built on doing that, real time and in training. And so guys weren't helping. Justin gets in. He knows his job to drive. That's his job. Dan jumps in. He knows he's nav. And so we're back there. Rick, we pull him across. Frank Turek, and it just jumps in the back. And so he's a known. So I was like, yep, it's Frank, but I'm not going to fight him on it. Frank's there because Frank's hurting, and it's because it's one of those things where you have dead kids on calls, and you're not supposed to let the crime scene be contaminated, but I'm not going to deny a parent the ability to come in and say goodbye to their child. Frank's many times said that Charlie felt like he was his son. I'm not going to deny him that. All this is running. And so we get in. Charlie was a big man, long. We kind of laugh about it now, but we get him in, and but the door's not going to close. We know that. And I just say, go. And we didn't even attempt to close it. I told Justin, go, go, go. So he takes off. Dan's already got the route done. We know that because we've done it. And so we take off in direct action. We get out onto the main road, and we're in a slick SUV, no light sirens. And so we're breaking our own intersections. We're cutting our own traffic. We're doing everything ourselves. Justin's driving. I mean, he's a trained driver. I mean, that's what our guys go to driving school for, just for that. It's expensive. It costs a lot, but it's a need, and it paid off because he drove like a champion. Dan's up in there calling out right lefts. Well, this is next turn, 200 meters left, so he knows exactly where he's going. Rick and I are in the back. This is where it gets not funny, but you look back on it now. Rick pulled Charlie across, and then I'm working off my kit. And you always, when you build a kit out like that, you build it to where the stuff you need the soonest or most important is on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. And so all the bleed control is right here in front. So I'm just working out of the kit right there. And so I'm just, packing, pressure, repack. It gets saturated, take it out. You just keep packing on top of it. The problem is we're going down the road, and Charlie's so tall that his left leg is down in the door, and the door won't close. And so I'm on my knees with the door open with my butt hanging out of the side, and I'm on my knees doing the medical. And Justin's driving, we're going 60, 80, 100. And Rick has me across the kit in my shirt so that I can use both hands to do the medical on. And
so you don't fall out of the fucking car.
So I don't fall out. And I just look at him, and I don't need to say, you got me. He's got me. I know he's got me. Rick's a brother. He's got the tattoo. And so I was like, he's got me. And so I'm just working medical. And Frank's praying out loud. Rick's praying out loud.
But does he have a pulse at this point?
So,
pay attention.
And there's no way.
In a situation like that, I'm not going to stop and take pulse.
I didn't know if somebody else had one or.
No, and so I have SpO2 monitor there. I've got all the stuff for it. I could have put it on, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to treating that wound, right? And so I've got to stop that bleeding. That's my primary thing. And so whether he had a pulse then, it's unknown. The body's an amazing thing that can do things even when it's technically, destroyed. And so my concern is bleed control. And so I'm just, Rick's got me, Justin's driving, World's coming by. I'm working, I end up putting about 36 feet of dressing in him, and then 4 4x4s and then 2 hemostatic 4x4s. Sheesh. And then just pressuring the whole time. So you're adding pressure as much as you can get, adding pressure to the hospital. It's a known. We're heading there, breaking intersections. We picked up a tail from PD. Some audio came out about that. And I think they thought it was a secondary person that had been shot, but we didn't know it was an active shooter. Everybody that says, oh, you should have treated him there and not moved him, stopped the bleeding. I'm like, well, yeah, I know. Same way. I was like, man, no, that's not, medicine doesn't happen on the X.
Okay, remember, this is real time. Everyone's adrenaline is spiked. They don't know if there's more bullets that are coming in. They don't know that at this point, the shooter has grabbed his gun, thrown it in a towel, and 14 seconds later, he's off the building. They don't know any of that. All they know is you get off the X. Wherever it happened, that's the danger zone. You got to get away from that.
Yeah. All right. On this channel, we talk about the economy, policy, and how Washington's moves directly hit your portfolio. But look, to make money off this news, you need access to real, high-quality, actionable data. Data you usually have to pay a fortune for, which is why I Moo, the investment platform that's helping with the information problem by giving me and 27 million other people worldwide information access for free. Moo aggregates premium news sources like the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, Reuters, and more, and provides them to customers for completely free. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because the real leverage is in the research. Whenever I'm trying to deep dive, Moo provides me with expert-level stock analysis, financial health, and best of all, as a Moo customer, I get full Morningstar Premium reports, which is a $34 a month value, absolutely free. And every time the market is confusing me and I need context, I can literally ask Moo AI right at the top of the app. Moo AI is trained on the data that comes from their platform and is integrated with over 30 types of Moo's internal real-time brokerage data, which provides me with accurate, actionable data that links directly to the app's pro tools like screeners and charting, which is what makes Moo my go-to trading platform and why it's trusted by more than 27 million users worldwide. And the best part, my audience is getting an unbelievable deal just for joining. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link to get up to $1,000 in free NVIDIA stock just for making a qualified deposit. Not to mention, your uninvested cash can earn 8.1 APY for a limited time. So stop paying for premium news and all the ridiculous fees that traditional brokerages charge and join me and the 27 million other people worldwide that are using Moo by below.
You need nothing. Somebody shoots at you, you get off the X, right? And so, and we didn't have cover.
Number one, law enforcement, military, any security, anything. Get off the X.
Yeah. And
More
so
rounds are coming in.
Yeah. And so we get to the hospital. Actually, we make it to the hospital through the traffic. We've got full wound pack in. We get out and we carry in to the door. Once we make it into the door, we see a gurney on the left-hand side. We put him on a gurney, and then I wheel him into a room. I start giving the patient information to the staff there. I end up getting on top of him and cutting the shirt that he had on off, that white Freedom shirt. And so I cut it off so they could get to him, so that I didn't articulate this to them, but I wanted to get that stuff off so they could put a defibrillator on him. And
it'll change yours.
And then started talking about pushing drugs. And so I was back and forth with them on drugs and defibrillator. And so then, once you get that shirt cut off and moved out of the way, there's enough of medical professionals in there. And so I just want to get out of their way. And stood outside the room and held guard on the outside door of the room so nobody else could come in there.
Covered in Charlie's blood.
How's the picture? But it was not really bad.
I had it all over our arms.
Remember all the YouTubers that were putting out viral videos saying there was no blood? Charlie didn't even bleed, right? It was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
From about here down was just covered. And and it was, I feel bad for the hospital staff, because we showed up looking like that, and they didn't know we were coming, even though we had called 911.
How's the picture?
But I don't know what happened. So we show up, and guys got blood all over their face, and carrying a guy with blood solid on my pants and shoes. And so then I just stood out there, and then finally this lady, and I feel horrible. She came up to me and she said, "Hey, come with me." And she took me in a room and physically washed my face and my hands and stuff. The nurse that was there at the hospital. So it's like, man, what humanity.
There's been a lot of rumors going around about there was no autopsy, none of that. Was there an autopsy?
There was, and I can speak to that. One, for those people saying that, do a FOIA. FOIA to the medical examiner's office to Utah County. Get off your lazy ass and do a FOIA. They may not give you the autopsy information right now, but they'll certainly tell you, yeah, there was an autopsy. That's the first one. The second one was the OR doc. Your question earlier about a pulse. We'll get back to that. And so
pay attention.
they ended up working him in the room, and they ended up taking him to the OR because they got a pulse.
They did get a pulse?
They did get a pulse. But Charlie was a healthy man. He was very cognizant of his health, and he was a strong guy. And
they've had a pulse. But hold on. How long had it been since the shot to the hospital?
I have no idea. But you can.
That is a jugular shot.
You can be dead. Central nervous system. You got a strong heart, right? And that's what the OR doc told me.
Okay.
He said,
all right, remember Glenn Beck put out a message that they had a pulse. This is where that comes from, is even though he's taken a hit to the spinal cord and he's bleeding out, they were still able to get a pulse because of how young and healthy.
That's what it was. And so,
holy shit.
Yeah. And so I have no way of, I'm not a doctor. I just know what he told me, and so we go to that and I'm sorry, what was your question again?
We were talking about the autopsy.
Oh, the autopsy. And so once they came down and said he didn't make it, and he talked about, he said if he'd have been shot in the OR, I wouldn't have been able to save him. And I was like, I mean, he's just kind of confirming things that I already knew. And so, and so I don't know how long, well, I don't know what the timeline was, but I want to say, I can't remember who it was, but I knew, I was like, we're not going to turn this into some JFK.
Yeah.
I specifically asked one of the doctors, I don't know, I remember what she looked like, dark skin, like dark hair, probably 35, 40 years old. I said, how long until we can get an autopsy? And I remember her saying a day and a half. And I was like, oh. And so, I mean, she's the boss of that. That's just information. And so I remember I was like, man, that's a long time. We need to get this autopsy done and done right so that there's not some conspiracy. So, I mean, you're starting to think forward to that. And so I remember I was standing next to the chief of staff and the vice president called. And the vice president asked him, what do you need? And then he looked at me and said, what do we need? And I said, we need an autopsy now. So for these people that are saying there wasn't one done,
that's all lies.
Go away. It was done. It was done. Do it for you. Get the report when it comes out. It was done. It was done. Yeah. In the OR doc released statements regarding, and there has been statements regarding the bullet and the travel. Oh, there should have been a blowout, and I was like, there wasn't an exit wound. There wasn't one. Checking for that in the ride. Yeah, and so people are like, yeah, it's completely impossible. And I was like, man, I've seen bullets do weirder things on people. And so all I know is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't an exit wound. And so I know there was an autopsy done. One, because we requested it. They were there. And the second one was the local SO. They did the body transfer that night through the either Emmy's office or funeral home to the Emmy that night and took them there. So, yeah, for them to say that somebody broke the rules or Turning Point didn't follow the rules, that's lies. It's conjecture and it's lies. It's all that's people. It's when people look at themselves. Yeah, it happened.
Do you think that the entry wound looked like an exit wound?
No, it was an entry wound.
Why do you say that?
That's a good question.
So one, there wasn't an exit wound because I remember rolling his head over and cleaning it so I could see if there was an exit. And then I was having to open the wound up some to get more and pack it. If you've ever done an exit wound, it's not that hard. It's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can feel it when you know, the rule of kind of thumb on that one is you don't want to make it bigger, but you got to keep packing it in there. And so, yeah, I've heard and seen them all. Like,
right. Wow.
Yeah.
Very emotional. I hope you stuck with me to the end. So there's another witness that this is a gunshot from the front on the left side of the neck.
Yep.
There is no exit wound. He was not shot from behind through the hair and blown out the neck. So all those conspiracies that have been going on that I refused to cover, and some of you got mad at me, this is just another confirmation. So now the court is going to have to prove that it was the gun on the roof that it was Tyler Robinson, that it was a 30-06. All of that stuff is still a little bit confusing, but I believe in January we're going to get a lot more information. But
yeah, I can't wait.
You can go watch the Sean Ryan show. I'll put a link down below to the entire thing, but I just thought you guys would want to hear that specific part, the final minutes of Charlie Kirk, everything that they did to try to save him. I have no doubt that they did everything they could. So many videos made by people, even people I know and like, putting out videos to get views, telling horrible lies about Charlie, his wife, Turning Point. This is a tragedy. I think we all went through trauma. I know I did. Sometimes I still... Anyway, I hope that we'll get healing as the truth comes out, as the court stuff comes out. But I wanted to bring this video to you. Are very interesting, and I think it will help a lot of people better understand the truth of what was really going on. All right, thank you so much for being with me. I'll see you on the next one.
Gonna wait. Really? I don't trust what's really going on these days. Why is it not showing my thing, man? It wasn't done yet. Knock it off. Hey, that was the last one. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. I'm sorry. Maybe it was. All right. So let's start the car and get some light here so we all can see what we're doing. But I don't know. I just don't really trust the truth yet. I mean, until we get the proof then, because there's just too much rumors these days. So, I don't know. But that right there, I watched that video, and it is a very emotional one for people, and it's very hard. But I want you all to see exactly what is going on here, and not below me. So, I don't know. Just too much damn rumors these days. And, you know, well, Candace staying here, I don't know. With her, with all the stuff that's going on, it's hard to, I mean, I don't want no one to do anything against her. I hope not. But I still, you know, with all these rumors, we need to stop with this rumor shit and just go out there and you know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore, guys. I really don't. I really don't know. All I can say right now is, let's get right here. All you can do is take a day at a time. That's all we could do. So it's all we could do. Now, all right, VMAC. What I want you to do, VMAC, yes. I want you to take a screenshot of your picture, of your screenshot, of your name. And I want you to email me directly. And I want you to email me with an address. Because I got something for you, kiddo. So, that's what I want you to do. Okay? But I want you to take a screenshot so I know it's really you. And email me. You know my email address. I can't get to it right now because if I do it, YouTube will cut me off. You know? So, we do got the Prisker Sucks rally. That's what will happen on this Saturday, everybody. And I hate to say to y'all, but I have made my mind up. There's something that just came up, but I have to really go do. This means a lot to me. Something personal come up. I have to go do Saturday. I hope you guys understand that Saturday we will not be doing the Prisker Sucks rally, but we will be doing the Letard Court Day. We will be doing that still. That's not gonna stop me. That I have to we'll do. But I do have to go and do this other thing on Saturday. So I cannot do the Prisker Sucks rally. As much as I really love you guys, I mean, but This is a very important thing that I have to go do. And I'm not gonna put that to the side. And I hope you guys really understand what I have to do. I hope you guys understand it's nothing. It's just really important. It's very important to me. But I will be at the Littar court date on the 1st. I will be there. And that I will be. Where you might be. Oh yeah? So there you go. So that's the thing. I mean, I really would like to go, but there's something very important that came up. I just have to go do. I'm not a quitter. I'm a fighter. You guys all know it now. But there's sometimes in life when things are very important, you gotta, like I said, it's always, God, family, and country. Right? That's how it works in life. And I'm doing it. I gotta do it. But I still not. I mean, afterwards, maybe that night. Well, that night. Maybe we will. After the night, when I go live, we might go do a little live streaming, drive around. They know the Litars are gonna miss me, and the Karens. I know the Litars and Karens are really gonna miss me, but it's okay. Just remember. Trump is your daddy and your president, and I'm not gonna quit on you all. I'm not. I'm a continue fighting for my country. I'm a fighter, not a quitter. But there's certain things in life that you have to make a decision on, and this is something to me, means a lot to me, and I'm doing it. And I really don't give a shit ass if you guys don't like it. Hello there, Patty Bonzo. How you doing, everybody? How are you doing? I know he's right, like, man, dude, you're too loud. Patty Bonzo, what you been working on, kiddo? What have you been working on? Patty Bonzo, I wish you were close by. I wish you were. Because, I got things I need to do with my car. But it'd be nice to have another mechanic with me, to help me out. Somebody who has the knowledge to work on things. I wish I knew how to do electrical work, but I'm not an electrician. I don't do that kind of stuff on cars. It's not my cup of tea. But I gotta do some things with this car, man. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. But yeah. But yes, I will be at the Litars court date. That's not gonna stop me. I will be there. But the 29th, I will not be going to the Prisoner Sucks rally. Because I do have something very important I have to go do. Very important. Because I'll know me now, I do honor God and family and country. I'm not going to back down. So, but yeah, the Mac. Don't forget to send me a screenshot with your picture, with your name, because I know who you are, and send me your address, buddy, because I got something for you. All right. I don't know. You should have my email address in here, and I can get it right now, but I can get it later for you. I don't know about her. Yeah, so I don't know. Just the only thing I could do, people, was take a day at a time. Just take it at a time, and I'm a big God person. I believe in the Lord. Things happen for certain reasons in life, and I'm not going to. All we can do is take it a day at a time. Right now, I really want to know the truth what happened to Charlie Kirk, and really if it was a 30-06, I don't know. Something tells me it wasn't, because nothing makes sense to me, because a 30-06, I mean, I'm not a professional gunsmith personnel, but a 30-06 is pretty big. Alright, B-Mac, hold on. At least I could try. I'll try to see if I can get to it. I don't know, hold on. And the only thing I could... just stay there. Hold on. I'm going to try. Let's see. Actually, let me see if I can get it with my other phone. Because I don't want to mess with this live stream one. Maybe it's on the other phone. Let's see. But I need you to feedback to email me a screenshot of your name. And then you're going to email me your address. Don't put, of course, don't put your address here, kiddo. Because you know how to... try to basically mail you something. They want to mail your thongs to you. So Party Bonzo's here too. Alright, come on, phone. I'm trying to use the other phone. Here we go, right there. There it is. I know it's here somewhere. I know the Litard, man. They just love email me, harass me, stalk me, because they're lonely. They're just lonely people, man. If I know where that it's here, I'm going to post it in the chat there, VMAC, because I don't know your likewise. These sucker litards gonna have it too, because I know they will. They'll email me. They'll tell me how lonely they are and how they miss me. It's probably already out there. We're like, where'd you go? Wait, Mac, I'll get it to you. They'll tell me how lonely they are. Oh, shut up. All right, VMAC. Here goes the there goes the email, VMAC. I just posted in there. There goes the email. Make sure you take a screenshot of your name and address, so I can make sure it's you. Because I know the litards will come in there and try to put down a fake name, pretend to be you, and I haven't that. Because I know you're mine. So take a screenshot and there if you got an engine. Check basically it runs there next to you. Do you see it, VMAC? And I'll stay live. I'll stay live and you send me like a little email real quick. And I know it's you right away. I can tell you I got it or not. And then we'll go from there. Party Bonzo! Where you at, buddy? Then we got DD13. She said that she can get some footage for everyone that wants it. Well, it's very simple, DD13. All you do is put it in the chat there. All you do is, pictures. You can post the link wherever it's at. And then if people want to go get it, they can go see it. Or you can post it on my yeah, I got it. Okay. All right, good job, David V. Mac. Now go ahead and email me with your screenshot of your name and then address, and then I will. Let's see where we got to go. I'll go back to my email now to confirm. Because I want to make sure it's you. I know these liftards, man. They're really going to try. I hope that everybody here, I mean, I'll still see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll see y'all. I hope that y'all, really enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. I hope everybody does. I really appreciate everybody who's around you in life. Because you just never know when you're not going to see the next person. You just don't know. Oh, phone, knock it off. You don't get hot or cold. The phone is cracked. It's hot. It says, ooh, hot. And you're not hot. I hope that a lot of y'all didn't go. And do not go this here Black Friday crap. You guys gotta understand. When you're doing those things like that, you're stopping the American people from staying home and spending time with their family. Because they're out there, they have to go to bed early to make sure they're up so they can please you all. Be respectful, stay home, and let them spend time with their family too. It's not right. It's actually really wrong. I don't support Black Friday. I won't do it. I don't care if they offer me a freebie. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. Because that's not how it works. And I believe in God and family and country. See if I go to... So, V-Mac, did you email yet? So, I know I got your email. You don't get the old fancy, but just take a screenshot, send me address, and you get what I need, basically, whatever you want to do for the memo. Because I know the liftards, but I can't. I gotta make sure it's actually you. Hey, liftards, are you gonna go to court with us too on Liftard Day? I know you're back there, liftards and Karens. Are you guys going to court? You want to see your little liftard walking around in court? I actually have a picture of that. Hold on. Yeah, I do. I know I do somewhere. Where is it at? Let's get these two liftards here on the channel. We're gonna make them famous today. Liftard 1 and liftard... Oh, I can't put filter. Oh, because I got this whole... Hold on, I gotta get back out of here. Hold on! We gotta get rid of this one here, because I can't find... Unless... Let's see. Phone, knock it off. Man, technology sucks. It does. You can't get in there. Why won't we do it? He's being a jerk. He is being a jerk. Come on. What if I remove this one here and won't let me do it? Nope. Nope, because they suck. They're jerks. But here goes one liftard. If I get one there, maybe one. That's one of the liftards. That's one of the letters. I can't get the second one. I mean, unless you think they would love me, but I don't know why they're not doing it. Let's see if I can get, nope, can't do it. Because I got to get rid of my name, my watermark. I can't do that because then letters, man, they'll be out there trying to say nasty things about me. Wait, we should make libtard big. There, you can see the libtard really clearly. With a hammer in hand. Hammer. That is a deadly weapon. That is. It's very clear. Not hard. I can see pretty well. She should be charged with attempted murder charge. But no. I hope to see more libtards there. You know, I could have talked to you libtards, man. But we're going to go ahead and end the live stream. And because really no one's really talking here. We're going to go ahead and end the live stream. Just remember, people, we all need to pray to the Lord and be thankful. Make sure we all go and spend time with our family members. Somebody. Do something. Even go to your neighbor's house, man. Go spend time with your neighbors. Because, you know, there's going to be these days they have no one. Yeah, invite them over. Have a little dinner with them. Have a cup of coffee. Yeah. Guess what? I mean, I don't know. There's a person who I don't know that I'm basically invited. That I'm being nice, because I'm a nice person. Yeah, I'm a very nice person. So, what do we do? What do we talk about? Because no one's talking to me. I think we should just go end the live stream. End the live stream, I think so. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. End it. Because no one's talking to me. So, DD13, I am going to call you here right after the live stream. So hopefully you answer your phone call. I need to talk to you. You're in trouble. Yeah. D13's in trouble, everybody. Make sure we all know that she's in trouble. Alright. God bless y'all. Adios. Out. Come on.